Good morning, students. This is the last video of this chapter, that is international organizations. Earlier we studied about the evolution of United Nations, its organs, its agencies. Now today we are going to discuss about the peacekeeping operations of UN. As we discussed it earlier, we need international organizations, as these organizations helps different states to resolve their conflicts by bilateral talks. So in this chapter now, the other topic we are going to discuss today is peacekeeping operation. So peacekeeping operation evolved during the years in United Nations Charter. It is internationally recognized United Nations mechanism to help countries torn by conflict. So basic aim of the United Nations is to resolve the conflicts among member states through peace. UN peacekeepers, often referred as Blue Beret, the peacekeepers, United Nations peacekeepers, they are often known as Blue Beret. It includes soldiers, civilian police officers, and other civilian personnel. United Nations is involved in 63 peacekeeping operations since 1948. So UN is involved in how many peacekeeping operations? In 63 peacekeeping operations since 1948. The military personnel are drawn from the member states to keep the operation going. More than 7,50,000 persons have served in various capacities for the cause. You can see the map of United Nations peacekeeping operation in your NCERT book on page number 92. So in that particular map, various peacekeeping operations were shown. So you can see that page also. Now comes to the another subtopic, that one is India and United Nations reforms. India adheres to UNO ideology. It also supports an enhanced role for the United Nations in promoting development and cooperation among states. So India also adheres to United Nations ideology. India also wanted to resolve their conflicts by bilateral talks, not for war. Many eminent persons from India have represents the country in the United Nations. So in the United Nations, various eminent persons, they also serve. In 1953 to 1954, Srimati Vijayalakshmi Pandit, she was the President of the United Nations General Assembly, the organ of UN, we discussed it earlier. Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, he was the chairperson of UNESCO in 1956. Rajkumari Amrita Kaur, she was the chairperson of World Health Organization in 1950. India actively supported establishment of UNICEF on permanent basis. India also supports UNICEF. India advocated that an expanded council with more representation will have greater support in world community. So India also believes in UN ideology to resolve their conflicts through peace. Now comes that India argued that the success of Security Council's action depend upon political support of international community. Any plan for restructuring of Security Council should be broad-based. India's justification for permanent seat in Security Council. This is again your 4-mark question. India's justification. India also want to become a permanent member of United Nations Security Council. As we discussed it earlier, there are only 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members. India also want to become a permanent member in UNSC. So why? Because earlier we discussed in our previous video some criteria to become a permanent member for UNSC. India is the world's largest democracy. India also played effective role in UN peacekeeping efforts. It has strong economy. India has regularly contributed to UN and never faltered on its payments. Earlier in previous video, we discussed about the criteria which member can become a permanent member in UNSC. So India basically fulfill all these criteria. That is why India also wanted to become a permanent member in United Nations Security Council. Should India be a permanent member? India constitutes 16% of world's population. It emerged as a major power of South Asia. It played a very proactive role in restoration of peace in world. It showed a great exponent in non-alignment concept. It means not to interfere in any other matters. Emergence of India as a major player in software and IT enabled service sector raised India's economic profile. It is now seen as an economic superpower. So basically, India fulfill all the criteria to become a permanent member of UNSC. United Nation in a unipolar world. Unipolar world, as we discussed it earlier in our first chapter, that there is emergence of one power, that is United States. United Nation completed more than 60 years. It seems to be more assertive, confident, and visible in its approach and actions. Its assertiveness seen with its intervention in Kuwait, Somalia, Angola, Rwanda, and Afghanistan. So United Nations intervene in the matters of these countries for the peace. Now, UN is doing a good service to world through its various organizations. United Nations is doing a good service to the world through its various organizations that work to maintain peace and good health. So these international organizations we needed. Why? Because to maintain peace and good health, to eradicate hunger, disease and misery across the world, improving status of women, developing concept of dignity. I hope this chapter international organization is clear to all of you. If you have any query, just ask me. Thank you.